Here we are, folks, in Game 4 of the 1967 World Series between the Boston Red Sox and the St. Louis Cardinals. The pitching matchups today are Joe Santiago for the Boston Red Sox and Bob Gibson for the St. Louis Cardinals. On the mound is Bob Gibson. He will face Jose Tartabull. And here's the pitch. And it's 6-6. It's off Gibson's card. It's a ground ball to the shortstop. Shortstop Maxville is a 2. Decider dies a 19, a 2-19. It's an error on Maxville. Throws it wild to first base. Pulls the first baseman Cepeda off the bag, and Tartabull is on at first with an error. It's an E6. And Dalton Jones, the batter. Pitch. It's a 4-8 off Gibson's card. 4-8 is a single, and Tartabull will stop at second. First and second, nobody out here in the top of the first inning. Carl Yastrzemski batted .326 with 31 doubles, 4 triples, 41 home runs in 1967. A whopper of a year. Again off Gibson's card, it's a 6-3 fly ball, left field. Brock is a 2, it's an X. The decider die is a 14. It's a catch by Brock, and the runners hold. George Scott now batting with first and second, and 1 out in the top of the first. 4-10, again off Gibson's card. A 10 is a fly ball, center field, X. The center fielder flood is a 1. The 20-sided die is a 19. It's a roll again. A 2. It's a catch by Flood, 2 away. Reggie Smith. Against Bob Gibson, 2 out, runners on first and second, 6-10. It's a 1-17 single, and it is a single. And around to score is going to be Tartabull. Over to second goes Jones. He stops there. RBI single by Reggie Smith. 1-0 Boston here in the top of the first. And we go to Jerry Adair. And it's a 2-9 off Adair's card. A 9 is a fly ball to Flood. Flood under it. And that's 3 away. But the Red Sox pick up 1 run in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first. Jose Santiago facing Lou Brock. And it's 4-5. 5 is a walk, so Brock walks. Santiago knows that Brock is a threat to steal. And there he goes. And he's in safely. So Brock is on at second. He walked and stole second. And it's Curt Flood against Joe Santiago. 1-10. It's a line out right at the shortstop. Petrocelli makes the catch, 1 away. Roger Maris. It's a 3-10 for Maris. It's a single. And around second to try to score is Brock, and he makes it. An RBI single by Maris, and the game is tied in the bottom of the first. Orlando Cepeda with Maris on at first. 6-11. It's a fly ball to left field, X. The left fielder is Yaz. He's a 1. It's a 20-sided 1. It's a roll again. And that's a fly out, 2 away. And it's Tim McCarver with 2 away now, and Maris on at first. 3-9. It's a ground ball right at the second baseman. Adair flips over to the shortstop Petroselli with a force. And at the end of 1, it's Boston 1, St. Louis 1 in Game 4 of the 1967 World Series. We're joining the action in the top of the 4th inning. The bottom of the 4th saw the St. Louis Cardinals knock out the starter Joe Santiago. It was a single by Brock, a 2-run home run by Flood, a ground out, and then Cepeda hit a home run, a solo shot. It was McCarver who came up and lined a single, and he was on first. And then it was Shannon who hit a double. McCarver stopped at third, so it was second and third with 1 out. Javier came up and flied out to right field. This allowed McCarver to score on the sacrifice. Then Maxville walked, and Gibson finally struck out. So the starter for the Red Sox, Santiago, was knocked out in the bottom of the 3rd. We go to the top of the 4th. Rico Petroselli versus Bob Gibson. And it's a 1-3 ground ball to the shortstop. Maxville over to first, 1 away. Elston Howard. Howard is 0 for 1. He struck out. 5-6. And that's a strikeout. That's the 1-2 3rd strikeout of the game for Bob Gibson. And then it's the pitcher. And at this point, we're going to let the pitcher bat. Actually, no. It's Andrews. Andrews is batting. We had a double switch. Mike Andrews is batting. And it's a 6-4. Fly ball center field. 1-2-3. Top of the 4th is done. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 5-1 Red Sox. St. Louis. 5-1 St. Louis Cardinals. Welcome to the action. It's Game 4 of the 1967 World Series between the Boston Red Sox and the St. Louis Cardinals. We're at Busch Stadium 2. And we're in the top of the 9th inning. The Red Sox are coming to bat. The score now is the St. Louis Cardinals 11, the Boston Red Sox 1. And we're going to play Elston Howard, who struck out 3 times. He's coming to bat against Bob Gibson. Bob Gibson's still in it for the Cardinals. It's a 5-6. A 5-6 is a strikeout. So that's 4 strikeouts for Elston Howard today. And that is the 9th strikeout for Bob Gibson. Mike Andrews, he's batted twice. He's 0 for 2, flied out and grounded out. It's a 1-5. It's going to be a single up the middle. And there's a runner off first base. The 9th hit off of Gibson today. And it's the top of the lineup. Now we go to the top of the lineup, and it's Jose Tartable. And Jose Tartable is 0 for 4 on the day. He's reached base on an error by the shortstop Maxville, and then he's flied out, struck out, and lined out. With 1 out, runner on first, score 11-1, St. Louis in Game 4. The Red Sox lead the series 2-1. Jose Tartable. And it's 5-6. It's a strikeout for Tartable. The 10th strikeout for Gibson. And Dalton Jones here with 2 outs. Dalton Jones on the day is 1 for 3. He singled, walked, struck out, and flied out. And it's 6-10. It's going to be a single line drive base hit for Jones, and Andrews going to stop at second. The 10th hit of the day allowed by Gibson. He's also given up one walk, and it's Carl Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski's 2 for 4. He singled twice, flied out, and hit into a fielder's choice. And it's 4-6. 4-6 is going to be strike 3. And that's the 11th strikeout, and that's the ball game for Gibson. Gibson goes the complete game, gives up 10 hits, 1 run. And the final score is St. Louis 11, Boston 1. Thanks for watching. We're headed to Game 5. The series is tied at 2 apiece.